Hi, I'm Chef B, and this is Local Roots Cooking with B. Our first dish of today is going to be an okra and tomato stew. The okra and tomato stew, you heard it, two main ingredients, okra and tomatoes. We're also going to add some roasted sweet corn to it. And we're going to do some trinity there. So we're going to have some celery, some bell pepper, and some yellow onion. All right, so this dish is very, very comforting. It's soul food at home, and it's straight from the South. All right, the first thing we're going to do is cut up our okra. We're going to cut up in nice little sizes here, about this size. We're going to get those end pieces away so we can just have the body of the okra. Now, okra does get a little slimy, as they say, but it's not really slime. It's mucilage. And this actually works as a thickener in the stew. So it's really, really good. And it's good for you. It's full of fiber, which is good for your digestive system. All right, next up, we're going to chop our tomatoes. We have some tomatoes on the vine here. They're nice and juicy and plump. They're perfect for stewing. We're going to get those cut up. And it doesn't have to be a perfect dice. It can just be a chop, a little rough chop here. So back in the day, they used to find whatever they could find and put it in stews and casseroles and things like that. So this is why this dish really, really works. It's a very creative with the okra, with tomatoes, and then you can kind of make it your own. You can add some seafood to it. You can add some shrimp, some crab. I'm adding corn today because I just like the bite of the corn in it. It's nice and sweet. And there you have it. We have some chopped tomatoes here. So I have my skillet here heated. That's a good rule of thumb when you're cooking, to go ahead and heat up your skillet. Try to do it on medium heat just for a couple minutes. That way when you're adding your oil and then you're adding your veggies, they're cooking right away. So we're going to add in about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And then we're going to add in our trinity. Remember, the trinity is the celery, the bell pepper, and the yellow onion. Hear that sizzle? And we're going to give that a saute. The good thing about starting with your trinity here is it's going to give off some moisture. So when I add my garlic in a little bit, the garlic won't burn because of the moisture of the vegetables. I'm going to go ahead and add in some diced garlic here. Some minced garlic, rather. While that's sauteing a little bit, I'm going to rinse off this okra and get it towel blotted. The great thing about rinsing your okra off and towel blotting it is you're getting rid of some of that mucilage, but it still contains enough to thicken your stew. If you don't like the mucilage at all, you can try frying your okra just for a little bit in a little bit of oil, and then putting it on a plate with a towel and trying to sop up that oil. Okay, so I'm just going to sop up here some of the mucilage. This is called towel blotting. All right, I'm going to let that camp out right there for a minute. We're going to add in our tomatoes. So now we have our tomatoes, we have our trinity, as well as our garlic. All right, so I turned my heat up a little bit because I have the tomatoes going and I want the tomatoes to cook down. The tomatoes are going to cook down just a little bit, but I'm going to leave some chunks of tomatoes in there. That way you have different textures and different bites when you're eating this okra and tomatoes too. Okra itself is a vegetable that is typically grown in West Africa. It does well in Florida, actually, because of our humidity. So it needs that humidity to really, really thrive. So it's great that we can have access to it here because of that. I'm going to go ahead and add in some seasonings here. On this plate, we have garlic powder, onion powder, Creole seasoning, as well as some seasoning salt, celery seed. We have some cumin, cayenne pepper, and some bay leaves. I'm going to add those right in. Onion powder and garlic powder are also guilt-free seasonings. You can use as much of those as you want. Okay, then we're going to add our okra right in with our tomatoes. And this is actually going to stew on its own. We're going to let it simmer for about 10 minutes. Then we're going to add in our roasted corn. So our okra and tomato stew, the tomatoes are stewing down. we're gonna actually cut up some roasted corn here. The roasted corn I roasted in the oven on 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. So it still has a nice little bite to it, a little crunch. We're gonna add this in on the end, but I'm gonna go ahead and shake the corn off, okay? I'm gonna hold the corn down like this and just give it a rough chop here. Some corn might fly away, but we'll pick it up and add it in there too. All right, and as soon as our stew is ready, we're gonna add in our corn. So as you can see, our stew is stewing down. So our tomatoes, you see some chunks there, but there's a lot of liquid inside of our stew. That's a good sign that our stew is doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay, it's looking good. We're gonna go ahead and add in our corn. So basically all we're doing here is just kind of heating up that corn. It's already cooked. So we're just heating it up a little bit. Okay, so now we have our okra and tomato stew. It's ready to go. We're going to add it into a bowl and top it with some rice. So we're getting our okra and tomatoes plated here. I have the okra and tomatoes on the bottom and the rice on top. You can eat it with this separate if you want to, but it's better when it's all mixed in. There you have it. Okra and tomato stew.